I'm spinning clay. I am the wheel.
Welcome everyone, welcome my beautiful creators, beautiful people to Wandering Heyoka channel, where we delve into the realms of art and spirituality. Perhaps quite often, what we got today is like a presentation of a sketch from September, like it's September, right? That I finished recently, just for practice sake and for the presentation sake for you, basically, to show you what can be done and stuff. What I wanted to discuss today is like the art itself and the blockages that we experience, that I experience, that we all of the creators experience, basically, doing their work, like not wanting to draw, not wanting to paint, whatever you do. This is all the same, basically. And well, how to address it? Perhaps let's discuss. Let's delve into this topic while using the opportunity of watching this piece appear in front of your eyes. The art, basically, is not. It's probably, I don't know, maybe I'll make a title like this. Is not, the art is quite not exactly what we tend to think about it to be, really. It's many times, quite often, we misinterpret it with the skill, basically, and we look at it from the point we've been programmed like this, basically through society and through our needs and weird desires, to look at it from the point of like the pure skill and what maybe I could call it like a craftsmanship. But craftsmanship, it's not always, as I see it, is not art in general. Craftsmanship might be like a slavery too, and just doing shit for the sake of, for example, money. So, do you want to? You just ask yourself those questions. Why do you do this? Why do you do art? Why do you want to create? If you are like interested in this, please stay around, and we're gonna discuss this thing here. So, craftsmanship in art, the skill in art. There are so many approaches to art, and it is so difficult to compare like the art of the small child, perhaps, to the art of Van Gogh, as I already said it somewhere at some point. I mean, what's the difference? That's the difference of the skill, maybe, etc. But this is it. But what is true, what isn't? The art isn't really about skill, because if you tend to approach this from this position, from this point of view, you find blockages. That's exactly why it is all connected. It is connected, and this is all connected, basically. So let me just point this out to you, how this relates, because you are not seeing this from the point of authenticity, basically. Your art is not authentic. This is like, you want money for your art, for example, or you just want the skill to draw. I mean, this is all important, don't get me wrong, right? The skill is important. But you are approaching it from the point that you are not a master yet, etc., that you are not getting money for it, etc. But basically, art is about you, it's about yourself, it's about your journey. When you see this, start to see this from the point, when you stop attaching this value to it, like you get straight into it without expectations, basically. So you drop those expectations and criticism from your mind, and you just give yourself freedom. The true art is about freedom. This is about allowing yourself. Very often, this is like allowing yourself, allowing your child in you. It's like, I've recently heard this somewhere, that Picasso said that he had learned when he was like a teenager still to draw like Rembrandt, And it took him 4 years, basically. That's what he said, I'm paraphrasing it. But it took him the whole life to learn back how to draw like a child. So, you know, the later drawings of his, which he is probably most famous for, right? Those abstracts and deformed in some sense, shapes and forms, right? Drawing like a child. Because the journey of art that we take is very individual, and this is more about our healing. Basically, I don't really like to call it like that way, healing, because I'd rather want people not to look at themselves as they are like sick in some sense, but and like they are not that they require work, you know, in this sense, that they are not enough. I want you to look at yourself like you are enough, and this is exactly the point of art, because then on, when you allow yourself, when you give yourself this allowance, when you give yourself more of this freedom in creating art, you leave expectations. And when you leave expectations, your art becomes authentic, it becomes true. It becomes true to yourself, it becomes the pure expression of yourself, the pure expression of energy that is inside of you, this creative energy, which is erotic energy. This is like this Shakti energy. That's why I draw this naked ladies too, because this represents this erotica in life. Basically, the creativity is the orange chakra, which is connected to sex, basically, which is a taboo in a society. And that's why I draw this and I show this and I fight with YouTube all the time about this. And I don't give a fuck about it, you know, because I know what I'm doing, you know, and I know the message I want to convey, you know. That's the reason for it. I get excited, I get agitated. Because this is true, right? When you get excited, when you get agitated, you feel the flow of the energy inside your body and you all of a sudden quicken up. That's why I've decided to call this, I don't know, perhaps you can see this, not yet now, maybe later on. There is a topic of this that I've retitled this from April to Quickening. The Quickening is like a more spiritual term here, but you know, if you are about this stuff, you know, you will know. Unless you can always, you know, ask ChatGPT about it, or you know, Google. You know, Google is like a pastime. You know, now ChatGPT is better. You know, to do this is quicker, quickening. You know, quicker. So the blockages you experience, right? It's because you don't. I've watched movies like this. People don't know what to do with their art. They are so fucking lost because they reach the point of the skill, you know, etc. But their art is in a sense empty, and they speak about it openly. This is very good. They do this. This is like an open question to the outside, to the world. You know, help me, basically. But you know, so I'm answering. Yeah, so I'm answering. That's exactly about authenticity. You are not allowing yourself to be true, to be authentic, to be free from this constrictions of that we've been this programming of constrictions of programming that's been put inside of us. Like, I'm not enough, you know, because the people are better. They're doing this like that, in this style and that style, you know. In my art, I tend to join, like I tend to sway, venture like outside of realism. I'm not interested in realism, right? Many people start from this, trying to learn some level of skill. That's what Picasso did, right? To venture into realism and learn how to copy, basically. But we are not copies. If you are an artist, you are not a copyist. You are an artist. You are a pure expression of Shakti, of erotica, of this energy that wants to burst through you and express itself in the purest of form, like a child would do it, you know? That's exactly about that. You are not allowing this to yourself. You are perhaps in this period of leaving, you know, you acquired some skill maybe like that, and you are like, but you feel your art is empty. It's not expressive. It's not giving like anything. So I myself, I don't give myself a subject, you know, I want to draw through this, through that. I've learned this like 7 years ago, when I just, well, that was my healing journey basically. I just went straight into full drawing for like months, and I was doing only that. I was working back then, leading, like managing the fisherman's shop. Yeah, that's my story. So, but beside of it, I was like there, not present in this work, you know, did my stuff, what I was supposed to do, and just I was completely immersed in my doing the art, and I was doing this constantly, day by day, by day by day, by day by day, and I know something just clicked in me back then, and I was really in a not in a good shape, like you could say, like mentally, you know, I was in a hole, and I gave myself this freedom in art back then. I had not much. I mean, it was like the return to art, so I have to remind myself many of the the skill things, you know, about it, creating, etc., about drawing, basically, and well, but I gave myself freedom back then. I was like pure, not looking onto even any references like that, and only just drawing from my mind, and I wasn't paying it. I wasn't criticizing my work at all. I was like, okay, this face is like this. This face is like, you know, completely not right in some sense. But then after one day, a few days, you know, it just started to get better on its own, and this was all pure for imagination, not looking at anything, you know. It's just, you know, if this looks wrong, so I try to like fix this next time, doing this differently, right? Experimenting, exactly, exploring, right? Not completely without judgment, without any expectations. And I did one of the plenty of my best works back then from this period, you know, back then. And most of it all, I've healed myself. I mean, this fucking saved me. This saved my life. I'm telling you. So that's exactly why you may experience these blockages, because you are not giving yourself this freedom. So you try this. You just give yourself this empty sheet of paper and try to just do whatever and go with this, what you like. You know, what you like. I don't like this, I don't like this. Try to change that. Try to change the subject maybe. Try this subject, experiment, explore. Find yourself, find it in yourself, you know. And even if it would mean like going back, taking steps back, like from the quality of your art that you are already doing, producing, in some sense, and like working without reference, let's say, right? So your art wouldn't be like that good because you are not copying, you have no reference, right? But give yourself this freedom of unknown, of new, of novelty, new challenges as well, but do not put judgment upon yourself. Do not do this. Give yourself freedom. And then you might find that spark inside of you, you know? That spark might just lit up and explode. Oh, it will fucking explode eventually, I'm telling you, you know? This is the way. This is the way. We've been programmed like this, that, you know, you need skill to do this, and we carry these thoughts in our heads, which are not ours, they are put there by society, by your parents, by your colleagues, whatnot, you know. That, you know, this is wrong, etc., or something, you know, you are not doing it right yet, you are not good enough. Fucking no, it is not yours. It is not yours. Those judgments are put inside of you, usually, by people who are not even doing what you are doing, you know? Realize this. That most critics come from people who are not doing what you are doing, even. They haven't even fucking tried yet. This is yet, you know? But they have so much all of a sudden they have so much to say about it. And you carry these thoughts, you know? Particularly if you are like this empathic being, like I am, you just soaked this like a sponge, inside of you. But that, exactly, this is like a next step. When you realize that you have this inside of you, this trauma, this like heaviness, you draw from that. This garbage that you have inside of you, this is exactly your fuel. You just put this, exactly that, just feel that trauma, feel that heaviness, and put this on paper, Put this on paper, put this out there, And this is exactly the fuel for you. This is the transmutation. I'm calling myself an alchemist. I invite you to visit my shop, by the way. There are many new works there, and there are going to be many more. I'm going to publish this and post this. I invite you, take a look. And perhaps support me, because, I do really need this. So if you like this, if you want to, there are like reprints of my art, my drawings. I can ship them worldwide, so yeah, please do so. But back to and subscribe and like, this channel needs growing too. Give your support in any way, I'm giving myself here for you. Because I am like this, I just feel this need inside of me to speak up, to speak about this, because there are so many topics, there are so many taboos and hidden aspects in our reality, in our societies, that they are not talked about, that they are overlooked. And exactly because of that, we are like feeding this illusion that is bullshit, basically. Like this eroticism in this sense. What's wrong about this? This is a beautiful body, right? What is wrong about this? Many artists throughout ages, they draw nudes, right? They draw nudes. We are now living in the days like modern days, right? So modern times, modern nudes don't look like Rembrandt's nudes, right? Because times are different, but it didn't change. Rembrandt didn't draw nudes because this was so beautiful art, and he saw all those beautiful shapes in this human body, which is true as well. But there is also this erotic energy behind of it as well. We should speak about this as well. This is all true. Okay, I perhaps didn't want to make this clip too long, So perhaps this would be enough. I would just speed it up now later on. And stay around, because I'm going to talk more about this. We are moving from this news as well. Or maybe I can address it more as well. That this aspect of me drawing, that is like me also, if you are into this spirituality thing and shadow work and stuff like this, the stuff that is hidden. This is exactly my shadow work. This transmutation art. This is this alchemy art. This is me working with my shadow as well. I had this period now, which was like still back. We are back in September now. This is now January, the end of January of the next year. So I kind of moved, and I'm doing different things now. But back then I was working with my shadow and with this aspect of myself, and this is my like healing, right? This is like also healing, and I've made this into art. I transmuted this. And what is more about this? I transmuted not only me, as I've mentioned, as this empathic being. I transmute and you do the same as an artist. Become true to this. You tap into this collective subconsciousness, I call this. Jung called this collective consciousness. You tap into this. And if you have not enough trauma, you take the trauma from society, basically, and you put this into your work. How do you tap into this collective subconsciousness? Well, you go outside and see how the world looks and what is wrong with it. And when you notice it, when you have this consciousness to notice this, then you fucking collect this, like me, like an empath, like a garbage collector of collective bullshit or shit, just call it the right name, and you make art out of it. Well, I wish you all best, and get creative. Just get to it, man. Just get to it. Sometimes you have to force yourself a little bit, but not too much. Best is to meditate and, find this alignment a little bit inside of yourself. Just feel this inside of you, that you want to do this. Find this place inside yourself, inside your heart. Find this place inside you. You can find this. I know you have this. You can find this. Tap into this and feel just a little bit of this willingness, of this will, of this power to create. And just sit with this. Take this look. It doesn't matter how small it is there. And you just sit with that, and you just close your eyes, move to your canvas, and you just start. And go for it with this spark and turn it into a flame and let the moths fly to it. Okay, bye-bye, good people. Bye-bye.
To the sound of games I've never known.